Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy David Vance here, Frequency. I hope you're all doing well. It is Monday afternoon here in Ontario, Canada, and I wanted to hop on here and make this video in regards to tinnitus and hyperacusis, sharing my personal experience in a little bit more detail than I have before, and discussing some other factors. So, first things first, I had an audiogram in 2022 with my neuro-otologist, which is an ENT specialist and a neurologist mixed in one, and they focus on the ears and the head, that whole area, very thoroughly. So the audiologist told me that my loudness discomfort levels were in the mean 30s, written down on my audiogram. And so from 2022 until about 2023, 24, it felt like they dropped. So I was guessing it was anywhere between 20 and 30. And then over a little bit of time, they've gotten better with certain things that I have done. And I'm going to tell you exactly in detail what I have done since maybe 2018 or 2019. So, first things first, I had some severe back pain along with my really mild tinnitus and hyperacusis back then. So, we couldn't find a medication to help my back pain. My doctor and we did all kinds of tests, an MRI scan, and a CT scan. And back then, I was able to handle it with earplugs because I was a much more mild case. So we found a medication called gabapentin, and this medication, we found a good dose that could wipe out my face pain and my back pain, and so I've been on that ever since. I also had trouble sleeping, and so they put me on a medication called trazodone, which is an antidepressant on the lowest dose that helps for sleep. And this medication helped for sleep for so many years. I don't think it helps for sleep anymore, but I still take it. And the only reason that I do take it is because through experimentation, I guess, then maybe God loving me, I have no idea. This medication hits certain pathways and helps my tinnitus and my hyperacusis keep at bay a little bit. So, in what year was it? 2021. I started to take the medication called clonazepam, and I was only going to take it for a short period of time, prescribed by Dr. De Ritter in Belgium. And this medication helped with my hyperacusis and tinnitus for a good year. After about like 6 months, I started feeling a little bit more tinnitus, and it was bothersome, but I was still able to live my life a little bit because the hyperacusis was down. So I was going out, able to go to family functions, of course, with earplugs in. I do wear these Howard Light earplugs, foam earplugs. They are 32 decibels of protection. That's their NRR. And wearing these Pelter X5A earmuffs at the same time, which block about 31 decibels, it says, but it feels like 40. So, double protection, that really does help when I go out and have been going out for so long. So, the tinnitus started getting bad from the clonazepam, and it was really hard to get off, but it was helping the hyperacusis. So, there's also an over-the-counter medication called Benadryl, and this medication I tried because in the support groups, people have said that it can help their tinnitus and hyperacusis because it dries out the nasal passages, which in turn is close to the ears it can help dampen things with the ears. I don't know how, but it worked for me. And it's been working for me for a very long time. So this is my own personal experience, by the way. It's all trial and error. This is all individual. Not a lot of research has been done. So I am not giving any advice for you to do what I'm doing. I'm just sharing what works for me. And then at your own discretion, you can do things as you please. So Benadryl really, really helps. And it also helps with sleep as well. So after a while, my ears started getting worse because I was exposed to loud road noise outside of my home, which I was living in last year. And unfortunately, things were not good with my hearing at that time. I was not in a good place. So my doctor decided to up my clonazepam a little bit. And by fluke, I guess, I have no idea, I could not sleep. I just could not sleep with these cars. It was like overnight on a main street. And so I decided to get some extra strength melatonin, time release, 10 milligrams. So I took it, and you know what? The next day, my ears, they started feeling better. So I have no idea how this all works for me, but it works for me. And this is all individual. So I wrote some notes here. I'm going to take a look at my notes, and I'm also going to share with you guys what I've written down here. So I consider myself to be a moderate to severe case. And this is because I can obviously talk right now. I have earplugs in, as you can see. If I have them out, there's no way that I would be able to do this video. And any sounds would bother my hyperacusis and my tinnitus. And I would probably be at a really severe level without these earplugs and these headphones listening to everyday sounds. So I'd probably be an extremely severe case without hearing protection. So in my personal experience, hearing protection is a must. It has saved my life along with the concoction of all of these medications over the course of the last so many years. I've had this for 8 years now. So if I were to go out without protection, I'd probably be really, really severe or catastrophic. I have no idea. So I wanted to explain that. Now, there are other factors, and I am an advocate for this condition. So I want to explain what some other people go through who are really severe and really catastrophic. So there are people who cannot talk the way I do, even with earplugs. Even with these headphones on, they can't talk. Their breathing hurts their ears, their heads, and they could have something called autophony, which is when you can hear the insides of your body. And even wearing ear protection and having autophony, and some people have occlusion where they can only eat without their earplugs or their ear muffs because the sound doesn't travel through. And when you have your ears covered with earplugs and earmuffs, this is not for me, I'm a different case. The sounds of chewing, the sounds of saliva, the sounds of breathing, it hurts to a debilitating point where people really feel suicidal and they don't want to live anymore because they have to isolate themselves so much. They have to be so careful with every single movement, even them lying on a pillow like this. And having earplugs in, they can hear everything, and it's terrible. So I wanted to touch on that, and I really feel for these people, and they should have a lot more empathy, a lot more compassion. People should understand if the individual, the patient, tells their friends, their family, and their loved ones that things are this hard. like, you probably would be able to tell if you didn't have this condition. If someone is just saying, "Can I please just text you?" And even the sounds of them texting on touchscreen or typing on their computer even hurts their ears and their head, and it's suicidal pain. So I wanted to dabble into that and advocate for these really severe and catastrophic cases as well, because there's not a lot of people who can talk like me and who can make these videos. And so I really feel for you guys, and I pray every single day that we have a cure or some type of manageability that will come at some point in time. So I love you all. Please know that. um and some people, they see me dancing around, bebopping, and little Instagram stories or little Facebook videos that I make. And you know what? I used to be a musician. Music was my life, is still my life. And I'm a very creative thinking person. So to give myself some type of joy, what I do is I'll grab my smartphone and I'll record myself dancing, oh, la 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 la, with nothing in the background, absolutely nothing. And then I will put on some earplugs and my Pelter X5As if I need to, and I can listen to digital audio on very low of a song that I've never heard before, or even songs that I've heard before and I already know that I want to dance to. And like, I try to get my day started. I try to think the most positive way possible, because if I'm thinking negative all the time, it's going to throw me into a deep black hole that I probably wouldn't be able to get out of. And I don't want to be that way. So I do things that bring me joy, and this is individual and it's different for everyone else. And people have to get creative what brings them joy, because there's no cure and there's no manageability. So I will add on the audio. So let's say from Instagram or Facebook, and they have the function where you can hit music and it can play with the video. So with my video, that is me dancing around to absolutely no audio whatsoever. I upload that into my stories or onto a post on Instagram or social media, whatever avenue it is. And then I hit the music function, and then I lay the music over top of it. And in most cases, I've already heard the song, so I don't need to listen to it. And I can scroll up, and it has the lyrics while the song has been uploaded to the video or to the story. So I can scroll up to the lyrics that I like and then upload it to social media, and it looks like I'm dancing and I'm having a good time. And you know what? That brings me pleasure and that brings me joy. And I'm sure that some people, or everyone else, sorry, you all have different joys, right? And so for me to have music taken away from me is a monster, because I was an MC, a hype man for electronic music, for drum and bass, for I don't know how many years, for about 18 years, 19, 20 years, something like that. Let's just say 20 years. And on the stage all the time, recording music in the studio. It was my life. I absolutely loved it. And I started to write poetry after, because I couldn't listen to music anymore. So I was writing a lot of poetry, and then I came up with this creative way of me being able to find joy with doing these little videos that I do. So it's about finding your own creative ways of bringing you some type of happiness. And I highly suggest, and I can't speak for everybody because I'm not in the severe side. I'm not on the catastrophic side. I don't know what can bring you joy. So this is what works for me. And I'll say it once again. I consider myself to be a moderate to severe case. And this is because I'm inside 85% of the time. I am a perfectionist. I am a hypochondriac, and I'm always thinking about my ears. Even when I go to bed, are my earplugs in the right way? Is this sound from the HVAC vent going to affect me? Do I have to move to the other side of the room? You know what? Like, I never say, and part of my language, fuck it. Because once you say fuck it, that is when things can get out of control. And I don't like things to be out of control. I always like to feel in control with myself. So, and that comes down to taking the medications that I take, having my ear protection in properly, being in quiet to the best of my abilities in a quiet environment. It's been hard for me to find one over the years, but I've finally found one, and I hope it works out for a long time. So I wanted to record this video to give some clarity to family, friends, loved ones, especially to the people who are extremely severe and catastrophic, who cannot talk. Breathing hurts, saliva hurts, the sounds of that, jingling, jewelry, all kinds of things that wouldn't hurt a normal human being causes debilitating, stabbing, burning, aching, pain in the ears and the nervous system, in the head, and other pain that I just can't even describe because I'm not in that high of a situation like some tinnitus and hyperacusis patients. So if you feel like this video is helpful, please share it with anyone who you think may need. Share it anyways, because we don't have a cure and we don't have any manageability yet. And we need to get this out into the public as much as possible for people to know how detrimental, how awful, how devastating, how isolating hyperacusis and tinnitus can be. And there's loudness hyperacusis where people hear things so much louder, it's just annoying. There is pain hyperacusis where you get the burning and the stabbing and the aching and probably other pains that other people have that I don't have. And then you have tinnitus, which is ringing in the ear. Some people have it in the ears and in the head. And reactive tinnitus. And reactive tinnitus is when sounds raise their tinnitus in their ears and in their head. And sometimes it can feel like a broken staticky radio. I get this sometimes as well in my ears, and it's bloody terrible. It hurts. Like there could be a sound like the water pouring from the sink, and even on really low, and it's like it hurts. So all in all, I hope that this video is helpful in any type of way. I thank you very much for your time. I send my love out to all of my peers, and I hope that you all have a great day to the best of your abilities, the best you all can. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Nothing but love. Peace out. Hey everyone, it's your boy David Vance again. I'm back. I forgot to mention something, that my loudness discomfort levels are probably in the 40s range now. So that's something I forgot to add in, which is important. So thank you very much and have a great day.